My cousin wanted me gone. He didn't say it in so many words, but his action showed me that it's time for me to go. I was there for December, January, and then February, I decided to leave. But people, I spent Christmas there, and it was one of my loneliest Christmas ever, because my family was not there. My husband was not there. None of my kids were there. I used to spend Christmas in Jamaica. Christmas is my favorite holiday of all time. I love Christmas. And also, if I'm not with my family, it's one of my loneliest and my saddest. And coming to America, most of the saddest time in my life is at Christmas time, because it is spent away from family. And most of that time I am depressed because my family is not around. Because we usually have Christmas together. All of us come together in Jamaica and we do this big cooking. If you watch my video last year, people, you will see that's what I look forward to. That's my time spending with family at Christmas time. I love to cook, and I love the foolishness and the playing and the children outside making a lot of noise, and you call all of them at the same time. Stop doing that, stop doing that. People, I love that. I love that about Christmas time. And then when the food share, this one say, I want everything where you're having this. Or this one say, I don't eat pork, me eat chicken. People, I love all of that. All of the confusion with the food and the sharing. I love that. And that's no more in America. No more in America. Most of my families, they are not here. It's just my daughter, my son, my husband. They are here. But sometimes we are not together. And in the beginning, we weren't together. That was one of the saddest time of my life. That was a down time for me, the first time I spent Christmas in America at my cousin's house, because he worked and there was nobody more for me to spend time with, nobody for me to go at Christmas time. I worked too, and I didn't even cook no Christmas dinner, and I was there after work just looking around. Then I came out, walk on the road, come back. I know most time the place closed, guys. People are spending time with their family. Fast forward now, people. He wanted me to go and the bad treatment start. So in February, I decided to leave. I was telling my nephew about the loneliness and I wanted to leave. I didn't tell him in so many words what was going on, but I tell him I wanted to leave. He was there with his wife. They had like 2 rooms, but the wife's son, they were in one room, and you know, my nephew and his wife was in the other. There was no room. But he said, me auntie, come if you want. I tell him, say, even if I have to sleep on the floor, stay in the living room, I was going to come. It's better than what I am going through. So people, in February, I left Boston again. I came the previous June, moved from North Carolina to Boston in November. Then I'm leaving February to go to Florida. People, it get better. When I went to Florida, I decided that I need to see my daughter and my husband. So I went to Florida, and then I spent like 2 days, and then I went to Jamaica. But in Florida, there was no room for me. There was just a little space in the corner of the living room. But people, you best believe it, I made myself comfortable. My nephew bought me a blow-up mattress, and I put it in the corner of that living room. But people, we soon get there. I left 2 days after or so, and I went to Jamaica to look for my husband and my daughter. And my daughter was sick. She was in the hospital, so I had to fly down. So I stayed in Jamaica for a month. I had to spend time with my husband and my daughter because I was so depressed. But then it's time for me to go, because reality it's time for me to go. So I said my goodbye to my husband and my daughter. It was the hardest thing to do, but I had to do it. I went back to Florida in my nephew living room in the corner with my blow-up mattress. People, when I tell you I lay on that mattress, I go to my bed late and I wake up early. People, put in the comment section, guess why? People, guess why I had to do that? You go to bed late and you wake up early. You know why? Because I was in the living room and people were passing to and fro. You know, the TV turn on in the living room, the loud night in the living room, the talking in the living room. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, people? Tell me, what you gonna do? One thing that usually happened to me, my nephew wife, she has sisters and they were very close. So they usually have family dinner every Sunday. Every Sunday they would keep it at a different sister's house. So you know, when they come over that house and they're there, I have to just put up my little mattress and I am there. No matter how tired I am, I have to sit and wait until everybody gone. So no matter if at 10, 11 o'clock at night, they are there, I have to wait until they are gone, people. I cannot go to sleep. No matter if I'm going to work in the morning, I have to wait until everybody gone before I put down my little mattress and go to sleep. Eventually, people, I got a job. My neighbor wife got a job for me at the place where she works. It wasn't a job that pays much, but they were potential and they were potential for growth in the company. And so, whatever I had to do to get into that company, I did. I went through the back door. Do you understand what I mean? That I go through the back door, put it in the comment section. People, remember, take what you get till you get what you want. And I took that job in the kitchen. I was getting $8.25. You see the pay cut again, people? From $12 something to $8 something. That's a drop again. So I took the job. When I took the job, I went to the HR and she was talking to me. She said, Mrs. Francis, why you take this job? You have a qualification. Your qualification is better than this. She said, you know you're not going to stay in job too long. I said, I have to get into the company, so I take what I get till I get what I want. She said, you really want it? I said, oh, sure. Why not? And she gave me the job, people. I got the job. My living condition was not bad because my nephew took care of me. My nephew, he took care of me, but he does not know some things that I have gone through in that house because I did not tell him. You see, when my nephew goes to bed at night, him and his wife, people, them don't know what happened to me outside. People, my nephew wife, she has 2 sons. And the bathroom that we use outside, the door is connected to the room that they're in. And you see, when them go into that bathroom, they take like an hour before them come out or sometime longer. And a lot of times, they forget to open the door when they come out of the bathroom that is connected to the living room. And people, I suffer sometimes when I want to use the bathroom. I suffer sometimes. I remember one time more than all, I wanted to use the bathroom because you know you have to do a number 2. And I wanted to use the bathroom. And I knock and I call and I knock and I call. And I know they hear me because they don't go to sleep till all 1, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I knew they hear me. But they just refused to open the door. I had to call my nephew. He came out and he said, what is the problem? I said, I want to use the bathroom, but they locked the door and they're not answering. And then he said, come use my bathroom. And I went through his bedroom to go in his bathroom. And then his wife came out and said, oh, you guys must lock the door. And Sharon is here and want to use the bathroom. What you guys are doing? But that's just there's a lot of things that I've gone through there and I don't tell them. Because guess what? I'm in their space. I'm the invader. I don't want to, to interrupt anything. I don't want to cause a friction. I don't want to cause any problem. So, for peace sake, I don't tell them a lot of things that I've gone through. They were not pleased with me in the morning. It's like, you see the long mouth and the long face. Yeah? The long mouth and the long face was bad. Other times, I've been watching the TV. They come, especially one of them, you just change the channel. And I said, I'm watching that. His program is on now, so he's watching it because the TV in his room, his brother is playing game. And he would come out and turn off the TV. I didn't tell his mother nothing. I just say, you know what? And then I would go lie on my bed in my little corner. Because guess what? That's where I belong, in that little corner. People, I was so depressed. So depressed. So depressed. One day my brother came from Canada and he was driving through, so he came and he stopped and he looked for me and my nephew, and we were there, and my nephew turned on the television, so my brother was watching it. That young man turned the TV station because the time when I tell you he wanted to watch a set program because his brother was using the TV for the game, and he turned it off, and my nephew got under his skin. Oh, it was the biggest thing. It was the biggest thing. And then the wife get to know that they were doing that to me. And it was a big thing. Because of that, it caused a strain. A strain for me to be there. A strain. So you know what that mean, people? Me dep on the hunting again. Me dep on the hunting again, people. I am on the hunting again. It not pretty. It not pretty when you migrate. It not pretty when you have to live with people. It no matter if a family. It not pretty when you have to sleep in a corner. It's not pretty when you have to lay down a floor. It's not pretty when you have to sleep on people's settee. My son did not know all of this because I didn't tell him. Because if I told him, I would have to find myself back in North Carolina. I would have to, but I did not tell him because I had things to do. I was on a mission and I wanted to accomplish what I started to do. But people, I'm not going to make the video long. Yes, I'm going to keep the suspense going. So, that's just it. Until the next time you find out what happened to me after sleeping in my little corner on my little blow-up mattress with all them bad treatment with those young men. Continue. I'll tell you what's next. So stick and stay with me, people. Until the next video with Shar in America. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel. Until next time, I am out. Walk good.